tone.
Duh! What is good, Wiz Nation, Wizards fans? Y'all know who it is. It's your boy, Caramingo. And for this episode, we're doing it different. We're doing what I call it a double show, where I talk about two games in one show. We're going to talk about the two victories against the Celtics and the Hawks. Back to back W's. After a heartbreaking loss, I don't know heartbreaking. It was a hard loss to the Brooklyn Nets, but we got 2 wins in a row. We're now 4-1 on the season. Now let's talk about the Boston game first. Now, beginning it was a little shaky. We got to a real slow start. It began to feel like the game gets broken. We couldn't buy a hoop, couldn't buy a three, nothing. And we found ourselves down early. I think we're down 6 after the first time out. But once the Wizards bench came in, gave us a spark, not offensively, defensively. Defense. To bring the Wiz back in the game, we went on a 18-6 runs to close the first quarter. And second quarter, the bench mob continued. Like Montrezl Harrell was a flat out monster in that first half. We put the lead to 14 points, but we kind of knew Boston was going to make a run, and they cut it down to like 5 before the break. And before the break, did you see that Denny Avia dunk where he went baseline and it's like, phew, I'm like, ooh. But the moments after that play, the bad news happened. Dale Gafford went down. I was like, oh no. Because I thought he was holding his leg, or I said, this cannot be good. I was holding my breath for 5 minutes. I'm like, this cannot be happening. Because we cannot lose Gafford for the season. But then after that, like every time we had a nice, comfortable lead, every time we try and go up by 10 and they're trying to go to make building more, they keep making a run. Especially Dennis Schroeder. He was knocking down them threes. I'm like, dude. It was wide open threes too. But before the half, did you see what happened before the half? Like, why, Brad? You blew 2 easy layups. 2. Like, wide open, point blank layups. I'm like, and I said, I'm thinking to myself, Shaq the Fool. That's going to be on Shaq the Fool. Like, no doubt about that. In the third quarter, we found out that Gafford was done due to a quad contusion. He was done for the night. And I said, thank God it's a contusion. I thought it was just a tear or something. I was like, whew, what a relief. But then I said to myself, like, who's going to be the center now? I know Montreal will start, but who's going to be the backup? And found out it was Bertans. I'm like, really? Bertans playing center? I thought for a second, I thought they were going to go with their young kid, Isaiah Todd, but he's probably not ready yet. So that's the reason why they put Bertans at center to back up Montrezl Harrell. And then Boston, they were to take advantage of when Gafford was out. They cut the lead down to 3 to start the second half. But the Wizards defense, it kept it going. KCP made 2 big threes. Get the Wizards back up double digits. Then the offense it was going and going. Like, we pushed the lead to 15 points. But once Dennis Schroeder came back in the game, like, it gave him a spark yet again. He was the spark plug of the team off the bench. In just that second quarter, it went on a huge run to end the quarter. They went on a 22-8 run to close the third quarter. and then we had a 1 point lead going into the fourth quarter, and Tatum, he was on fire in that third quarter. And I'm having flashbacks like, remember last year in that playing tournament where he had the 50-point game in that playing game where we had a chance to face Brooklyn and we lost, but we had another chance, and then you already know what happened. Tatum, he has 16 in the quarter alone. But in the fourth quarter, both teams, they're going back and forth, going fourth quarter. But there was a weird moment in the quarter, the game. Like, going to fourth, they gave Boston a 1 point lead. I think it was 80, for no reason. It was 88-87 when we had a 87-86 lead. They going to the fourth. I'm like, what the? And they almost the whoever working the scoreboard, they almost cheat on us. I'm like, I thought we were up on four. I'm like, and then they fixed it like midway in the four. I was like, really. And then after that malfunction, Aaron Holiday came up big, made some big floaters for us, and then Dinwiddie, that big three, man. I'm like, to go up by 10. I'm like, oh yeah, we got this. But Boston does not want to go away quickly. Like, they cut it down to 3, but when in down, you get the ball to the last 2 minutes of the game. Give the ball to Dinwiddie, and what do you do? Close out his style. Had 10 big points in the fourth quarter alone. So let's get to the numbers here. Start with the Wiz here. I'm going here. Dinwiddie finished with 22 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and he had only 2 turnovers, 2 of 5 from 3, 8 of 16 from the field. Efficient night from Dinwiddie. Brad Beal didn't have his best game. He had 70 points on 7 of 25 shooting, and didn't make a 3. He was 0 for 6 from 3, but did manage to get 10 rebounds, and poorly he had 5 turnovers. But the game ball. Montrezl Harrell, a.k.a. Offset. 25 points, 10 of 13 shooting, and 11 rebounds. That boy is a monster. I am so glad he is on our team. Thank you, Lakers. Thank you, Lakers. Let's go to the Boston side. Tatum, he finished. We did a good job on trading. A big job. He did finish 20 points on 9 of 20 shooting and 1 for 8 from 3. Good job defending 3 ball on Tatum right there. Cause when he makes them threes, it's scary. It's Kobe-like style. You know what I'm saying? But good job on Jaylen Brown as well. He finished 30 points on 5-16 shooting. So if you combine Tatum's and Brown field goals combined, they were 14. Let me do math here. They were 14 of 38 from the field. Good defense on both of them. And combined threes, 2 for 12 combined. Good 3-point defense, Wizards. But the start of the game for Boston was Shooter. He finished with 20 points off the bench. And speaking of the bench, I think Boston bench had, do the math here, 35 points from the bench. On the Wizards had, count here, 25, 33, 40, 51 points from the bench. So when our bench plays well, nobody can stop us. Now for the team stats, it was good defense. We held Boston to 40% shooting, and we shot 50%, so good job right there. The 3-point defense was good. We gave up 10 threes, but they shot 29 of them. That's 34%. And we shot 36% from the 3. The free throw, but we did miss some free throws. We did miss a lot of free throws. We missed 8 free throws. And I said 10%. If he made most of them, we probably won by like 15, 16 points. But anyway. And first time this year, we out-rebounded our opponent. We were plus 10 on the boards. 47-37. Good job of that. And 11 on the offensive side. The turnovers, it was sloppy. We had 15 of them, and you can't turn ball against the Boston team. If you do, they'll make you pay. So, great job, Wizards. Good job. So we're gonna come back from the break. We'll talk about the big win against the Hawks. Stay tuned, Wiz Nation.
Holiday gets by Tatum, skip pass to Avdia. Avdia attacking the hoop. There's the Israeli with the slam.
Great digs by the perimeter on that play defensively to get that hand in there.
Beal turns the corner. Oh, Bradley Beal with the emphatic stuff.
Throw it down. B. Bill.
Turn it over.
Okay, y'all, we are back. And now let's review the Hawks game. Beat the Hawks 122 to 111. Now, coming into the game, we knew there was no gaffer, but we did bring back How Neto, who missed the Boston game. He had a shoulder injury. But I said, who's going to start at center? I don't think I did start that Bertans center because he did play center in that Boston game. But no, we didn't. We went with Montrezl. And the other day who didn't play was not Aaron Holiday. Spencer Dinwiddie didn't play because he was resting. Because remember, he came back from an ACL injury last year, partially torn ACL. So it was smart that just rest him. You know what I'm saying? He came back until further notice, just like we did to Russ last year. We had the quad problem last year. And then February we play him back-to-back games. So hopefully by December, January, then we will play back-to-back games. We got to start for Dinwiddie was Aaron Holiday. He had to start just like he did when Brad Bill missed the game against Indiana. So let's talk about the game right now. Let's start wasting time here. Begin the game, Atlanta was making everything early on, especially inside Capella. Find Capella early and John Collins often, but Wiz got the close. KCP made some threes early, and I think our defense was pretty good as well. But team-wise, we had a surprising first quarter. Like, who would have thought we put up 33 points in the first quarter? Where we made threes, the bench showed up, our defense, it did collapse a bit, right? But that's okay. We did manage to lead by one after one. And then Bradley Beal, second quarter, was heating up. I was like, here we go. And then KCP and KCP, and also the defense was heating up as well. And we also had a lot. But here's the one thing before we move on. What I like about that second quarter, I like how when Wes Unseld was making subs like almost every minute, like rotating guys in and out. There was foul trouble or matchup problem. I'm like, I never seen like this before. Never. In my 20 years as a Wiz fan, I never seen where we just rotate guys in and out like real quick. Like we never seen like this. Scott Brooks would never imagine doing this. And we did manage to open up a 12-point lead midway second quarter. But Atlanta, they got it going once Bertans picked up that technical foul he received. And then late in the quarter, before the half, what does Bradley do? We're going to say this every time in the show. Bradley Beal doing what? Bradley Beal things. Like, what can you say about him? And then Wiz came out of her locker room, second half, ready. Defense was going, the ball movement was on point, and we were in complete control of the game. We built a 50-point lead, and even more, we built it up to 20 over the Hawks. And the Hawks did make a run though. They cut 20 lead down to 13, but at the end, once we called timeout with cut 13, we responded. Everyone was contributing. Everybody. Excuse me. And then the Hawks showing no quit. They showed no quit whatsoever. They got down to 14. They got down to 14 going into fourth quarter, and then late in the third quarter, whoever doing the guy doing the floor now, he was having a rough night. He was getting run over like not once but twice. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he's having a bad night, I bet. But that fourth quarter, they still won't go away. The Hawks won't. They cut it down to 7, and then the laser, he had a big three, but the panda, Bradley Beal. Whoa. Oh my God. That monster jam over John Collins right in his head. Like, I love it. I'm like, and then after that play, yet again, Hawks still won't go away. Still, and they won't go away. But the trouble league was down to 5. And then Neto made a big floater, even when Leonard's keeping close. And then who hit the dagger shot? Went down, KCP. And so that was it. And then real quick before we move on to the numbers, who the hell is what's his name? Ben Taylor, the referee. I never heard his name before. He was having the Diamonds he had 5 T's in one night. I'm like, he must love his job. I bet. I'm like, what? So if you have his official, if you have him as official, just be careful, please, because he will get you the real quick. So anyway, let's get to these numbers real quick. Let me see. Right, let's go over here. Now Bradley Beal, he has best game of the year, 27 points, 11, 26 shooting, 1 of 4 from 3, 8 boards, 8 assists. Like I say he's back. He's back, but like I said, this team is so deep. You can't expect him to go off every night because we got a team. Like I said, a team, not just 2 individuals, a team. And only 1 turnover. He had 5 against Boston, so he limited that. Montrezl Harrell had to start tonight, finished 25 points, 10-16 shooting, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. Like I said, boy's a monster. He's starting to become a fan favorite. In the last 2 games, he is 20 for 29 from the field. Monster. And KCP had his best game as a Wizard. He had 21 points, 7-10 shooting, 5 of 7 from 3. Cause when he gets like I said, I know KCP, even though he hasn't got going offensively, but when he get you those numbers, close to 20 points, we should win every night. We should win every game. Kind of like when he played for the Lakers. When he gets a good game, they normally win. So good job, KCP. And Kyle Kuzma, 21 points, 8-7 shooting, 8 boards, and 3 steals. So the 3 Lakers who got in the trade, former Lakers, got 20 plus. 3 words again. Thank you, Lakers. Thank you very much. Thank you. 4 guys had 20 plus. Beal, Harrell, KCP, and Kuz. And for Hawks side, John Collins, he was killing it, man. And get this, he's on my fantasy team, by the way. He finished with 28 points, 14 of 16 shooting, 12 rebounds. And good job with Trae Young. Good job with him, because people are trying like, oh, he's going to drop on third, short-handed. But he finished with 15 points, 6 of 7 shooting, and 1 for 5 from 3. So good D on Kuzma. Not on Kuzma, on Trae Young. And Reddish, the guy who I thought or others wanted in the draft, he had 20 points. And Wizards thinking like, we should have got Cam Reddish. No. Ruiz on something here. So we'll wait and see until he comes back. For team stats, we didn't shoot it was a okay shooting game. We shot 46%, but the Hawks shot 54% and still lost, by the way. I'll take the win. The threes, we shot 30% from 3, 13-34. The 3-point defense was good again. They were 6 of 21. That's 28%. Went to foul line more with 21-14. But Hawks, they were 9 of 14. We were 17-21. So that's good right there. We're tied at 26 apiece. So the ball movement was back for the Wizards. And once again, we won the boards, 51-43, 14 on offensive glass. So when we rebound against the Hawks team like that, because they are kind of small team, you should take advantage of that. Get you some second opportunities. The turnovers, good job. We limited those. We ain't had that since the Indiana game. We had 6 of them. Hawks had 13. So we limit the tournament against good teams. We should win every night, and plus defend. So coming up, we got Boston again. This time in our house. So they're gonna be ready for us. Cause we beat them in their house and they want to return the favor. So and plus we might get Gafford back and we get Dinwiddie back. So yeah, gotta be ready because this for this team we're always ready. By the way, the next 3 games are revenge games on the opposing side. You got Boston tomorrow. You got the Hawks on Monday in Atlanta. And you got Toronto next Wednesday in our house. So some revenge games, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta take advantage of those because these East games for us and for the whole East Conference are very important because the East is tough this year. So no segments today. So I gotta say, thank y'all for watching. Y'all know what to do is follow me on Twitter at Camingo. Same on Instagram. My Wiz page on Twitter is at Wiz_Nation. Instagram Nation_Wiz. Thank y'all. Peace.